Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining and participating in our webinar series. I am Dr. Muhammad Dini Mohimin bin Samsudin, moderator for today's webinar session, and welcome to IFOG webinar series 2023. Our first webinar for this month entitled Overview of Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulations 1997. For the first our webinar series, we have our own Deputy Director of UTM-MPRC Institute for Oil and Gas. Before we get started, allow me to introduce our speaker today, Associate Professor Technologist Dr. ZULKIFLI Abdul Majid. He is currently the Deputy Director of the UTM-MPRC Institute for Oil and Gas, University Technology Malaysia, and also serves as lecturer in Energy Engineering Department, Faculty of Chemical and Energy Engineering. Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Zulkifli Abdul Majid graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Geology from University Malaya in 1988. His educational path towards a diploma in Management and Economics of Natural Gas from the College of Petroleum Studies from Oxford, United Kingdom, marked the beginning of his career in gas management. Additionally, he obtained a master's degree in gas engineering and management from the University of Salford in the United Kingdom, where his dissertation was titled Data Acquisition System for Frequency Meters. He also obtained a doctorate in gas engineering from University Technology Malaysia, where his thesis was titled Integrity Assessment of Buried Pipeline in Erosive Slurry Environment. He has over 24 years of experience as a trainer in gas engineering and management and has participated in numerous consultation projects, particularly in gas pipeline and gas safety. He is registered as professional technologist and member of Technologies Malaysia and board. He also honorary corporate member of Malaysian Gas Association (MGA) and member of Geological Society of Malaysia. He holds a professional qualification in competence gas engineering supervisor from Energy Commission of Malaysia since 2001. Without further ado, I would like to invite our experts in gas engineering to deliver his speech entitled Overview of Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulations 1997. Associate Prof, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, dear moderator, Dr. Muhammad Dini Mohamed, for the long introduction. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning to all the participants in this webinar. Okay, as being introduced, my name is ZULKIFLI Abdul Majid. Currently Deputy Director of UTM-MPRC IFOG. Okay, thank you for the participation. What we would like to discuss today is the Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulation 1997. Yeah, and overview. Okay, as a bit on the history of this Gas Supply Act and Gas Supply Regulation. Okay, as the first gas supply, the act was gazetted in 1993, to be exact, 4th of February 1993. Then the gas supply regulation was, being formulated and enforced in 1998. Yeah. Okay. That is a brief of the introduction for these two. Yeah. And then this Gas Supply Act 1997 and Gas Supply Regulation Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulation 1997 was fully enforced in July of 1998. Okay. With this current development in our gas supply system, yeah, the demand of gas are more than the ability of our own gas, indigenous gas that being processed in Kerteh to support the demand. Government has moved toward implementing the third-party access. Yeah, third-party access. With that, the major revamp of our regulation, gas supply and also gas supply regulation was made in 2016. Yeah. So now what we have is the one that we will be discussing today is the overview of Gas Supply Act 1997 and Gas Supply Regulation, Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulation 1997 as what we have in the 1st July of 2017. Okay, let me share the slide. Okay, this is the act. The parent act is Act number 501. Yeah. The Amendment Act 2016 will be Act 15 Act A 15 and 1515. Yeah? That is the number of the acts. Okay, this is what we will be looking into. The topic to be discussed today is on these three aspects, which is the Energy Commission Act 2001, Gas Supply Act 1993, and then Gas Supply Regulation 1997. Yeah. Okay. Everybody can have your own copy by downloading the Act and Regulation through this three QR code that are being given here. Yeah. We have Energy Commission Act 2001, Gas Supply Act 1993, and Gas Supply Regulation 1997. Okay. Okay, this is an overview of the Energy Commission. The Energy Commission, also known as Suruhanjaya Tenaga, which is in short ST, is the statutory body that was established under the Energy Commission Act in Malaysia. Okay, the responsible of this Energy Commission is to regulate the electricity and pipe gas supply industries. Okay, in relation with what we are talking about, this act and regulation will regulate the pipe gas supply system. Only a supply of gas through piping system in Peninsular Malaysia, taking over the role of Department of Electricity and Gas Supply in 2002. The first, the one that drafted this act and regulation was the Department of Electricity and Gas Supply. And then later, the enforcement of this act and regulation was taken by Energy Commission in 2002. Okay, the Commission's main focus is to ensure the reliability of the electricity and gas supply at the reasonable cost and safety. Okay, the role of this Energy Commission can be divided into three aspects, which is economic regulation, talking about tariff and so on, technical regulation on the technical issues, and safety regulation. Okay, we'll be talking about the safety of the consumer and so on. Yeah, we'll be looking into that later. Okay, this is the thing that we are talking about, the three aspects that being the main focus of the Energy Commission in terms of economic regulation is to promote the economy of the generation, transmission, distribution, supply, and use of electricity in the reticulation and the use of gas. Talking about gas. To promote competition, enable fair and efficient market conduct, and also prevent the misuse of monopoly or market power in electricity and pipe gas industries. Okay, the first parent regulation of Gas Supply Act, which is Gas Supply Act 1993, the kind of supply system is a bit more on specific companies. So to break up the monopoly issue, the third party access was introduced in 2016. So in as a whole, the one that we'll be talking today is on the Gas Supply Regulation, Gas Supply Act and Gas Supply Regulation as what we have in the 2017 after the enforcement of the amendment of Gas Supply Act 2016. Okay, talking about the technical regulation to ensure the security, reliability, efficiency, and quality of supply and services in the two aspects, which is two element electricity and pipe gas industries. Okay, again, the pipe gas industry being stressed here, being put in particular words there. Talking about safety regulation to protect the industry, consumer, and public. Those are the user of the gas. From danger arising from the generation, transmission, distribution, supply, and the use of electricity, and distribution, supply, and use of pipe gas through gas that being supplied through piping system. Okay, if in case you are want to visit or to discuss something with the personnel from the Suruhanjaya Tenaga, you can go to this Energy Commission headquarters in Precinct 2, Trajaya. That's given here, number 11, Jalan Tun Hussein, Precinct 2. Putrajaya. Okay, now we go into the content of the Gas Supply Act 1993. Yeah. Okay, Act number 501. Yeah, you can have a copy of this through the QR code that been given. Okay, this is the content. Yeah. We have a chapter there and the title. Part 1 is preliminary. Part 2, was deleted as the function of the Director General of Department of Gas, Electricity and Gas Supply System was not, was replaced by the Energy Commission itself. So that section was deleted by the amendment of the through the amendment of Gas Supply Act and Gas Supply Regulation. And then we look into the part 3, function and duties of the Energy Commission. Part 4, talking about powers of entry, investigation and prosecution. Okay. Part 5, talking about license. By part 6, provision relating to licensee, supply of gas and etc. Part 7, inquiry. Part 8 is offences and penalties. Part number 9 will be general. Part number 10, power to make a regulation, additional regulation by the Energy Commission. And part number 11, miscellaneous. Okay, the applicability of this Gas Supply Act 1993, we can refer in the section 1. I mean the first, the one that we put in the act itself. This act, section 1, subsection number 2. This act shall apply throughout Malaysia. However, the minister may by order suspend the operation of the whole or any of the provision of this act in any state. With that power, the state of Sabah and Sarawak was exempted, and currently the Gas Supply Act 1993 only applies to Peninsular Malaysia. Okay. Talking about the scope, this is the regulatory scope of the Gas Supply Act 1993 and Gas Supply Regulation 1997. Okay, the one that show in the box of this dotted red dotted line here. Okay. It will cover from the gas production and importation, transportation, transportation, and also distribution and retail. Okay. Okay. And the aspect that being regulated, is in the transportation and gas production and importation, the economic and technical regulation. Okay, the one that we have discussed earlier. And for the distribution and retail side, the Energy Commission will regulate the economic aspect, technical and safety regulation. Okay, all right. Okay. It covers start from the RGT, regasification terminal, and also the last point, the last flange. For the RGT is the connection flange of the loading arm at the regasification terminal. Currently we have two RGTs. The first RGT is in Sungai Udang, and then second RGT at the Pengerang, Pengerang Integrated Complex, PIC. And then we have it's also start from the last branch of the gas processing plant, DPP, and onshore gas terminal, OGT. Yeah, and then from the international border. Yeah, for your information, we also receive gas from Songkla gas processing plant. Yeah, so that gas enter our country from the international border at Perlis. Perlis. So we have that international border. So the whole transportation section here, ST will enforce the economic and technical regulation aspect, whereby the safety regulation will be enforced by DOSH or JKKP. Okay, for the distribution and retail side, Suruhanjaya Tenaga or Energy Commission will enforce the aspect of economic, technical, and safety regulation. I mean the whole aspect of the three aspects there we have mentioned. Yeah? Okay, through the transmission pipeline, we have all the consumers. Yeah, and then from the distribution pipeline, we have consumers, and some might be the one that own what we call a private gas licensee. Yeah, the building that having a customer that having a piping system within their own building, and they use the gas for their own application. Okay, and finally, in the retail side, it's a consumer that having a piping system, and the gas that being supplied through their piping system will be sold to their tenants, for example. Yeah, shopping mall. Yeah, they have tenants, so they have a piping system, and the gas that they have to be supplied or being sold to the tenant in their area. So they have to get what we call as a retail license. Later we talk about that license. Yeah? We have that section on the license. Okay, this is a typical natural gas distribution system. Okay, you might be asking what is the gas being we're talking about in this gas supply and gas supply regulation. The gas that will be dealing will be natural gas. Predominantly is methane, and the rest ethane, propane, butane, and so on. And also liquefied petroleum gas or LPG. A combination of propane and butane. So those are cases that we are talking here. The gas that being supplied through a pipe, if that is the gas that the one that I have mentioned, then this gas supply act will be gas supply act, and this gas supply regulation. Something that we need to follow. Yeah. Okay. This is typical LPG distribution system. We have either a supply from a manifold system or a bulk tank. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the first stage regulator, metering system, internal piping to the consumer. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we have gas meter, first stage regulator and second stage regulator. Okay, this is about the typical LPG distribution system for bulk system as well. Okay, Gas Supply Act 1993. This is the objective of that gas supply again, to secure the first one, to secure that a license authorized by or under this act to supply gas through a pipeline satisfy all reasonable demand for gas. Okay, mean a company that being granted a license by Energy Commission must be able to satisfy all the reasonable demand, all the demand for gas. Okay, number two, the prejudice the generality of paragraph A to secure that the licensee is able to finance the provision of gas supply services. Okay, right? The third one will be to protect the interests of the consumer of gas supplied through pipeline in respect of the first one, prices, changes, and other terms of supply. Okay. And number two, the continuity of the supply, and the third one will be the quality of gas supply services provide. Yeah. Okay, that is the one that in terms of consumer, the act will be protecting them in terms of these three elements. And also, number four, to regulate the composition, pressure, purity, and volume of gas supplied through the pipeline. This is to ensure the gas that being received by the consumer at certain specification, at certain specification and pressure and so on, so that the operation of the procurement in the consumer will not be affected by the quality, changes of quality and so on. Okay, to number E is to promote the the efficiency, economy on the part of licensees to supply gas through the pipeline and the efficient use of gas supplied through pipeline. So we're talking about the efficiency and economy, and to protect to protect the public from danger arising from the distribution of gas through pipeline or from the use of gas supplied through pipeline, supplied through the pipeline. Okay. Number G is to enable person to compete effectively in the gas supply to the pipelines. This is with the third-party access implementation of the third-party access, though. So the third party will be able to compete effectively in this gas supply system in Malaysia, supplying gas to the consumer. As to investigate any accident or fire involving any gas pipeline or installation. Okay, finally to carry on such or other activities as may appear to the Energy Commission requisite advantages or convenience for the purpose of carrying out the provision of the act. Okay, this is the third-party access code that being published by the Energy Commission. Yeah? Okay, the third-party access was established, being or rather put in legal in the Gas Supply Act Amendment 2016. Okay, this is the history of the third-party access. Yeah? We're talking about the as I mentioned earlier, the demand of gas between 2009 and 2010 the demand of gas in Peninsular Malaysia had been increasing and could no longer be met by domestic supply. By domestic supply. We have our gas and oil field offshore of Terengganu. The gas will be processed. The gas processing plant in the Kete. We have 6 GPPs over there. Okay. And then that gas was no longer be able to meet the demand. So in 2010 and 2011, the TPA initiative was introduced in the Economic Transformation Program, ETP, in the RMK number 10. Okay, to ensure the aims of that is to ensure the security, reliability, and sustainability of gas supply industry grows. So in this TPA, in this economic transformation program, the issue of the TPA was being discussed and elaborated, and then being finalized. But not in legal form yet. In 2013, our first regasification terminal, IGT number 1 in Melaka, was commenced its operation. It's allowed LNG to be brought to Peninsular Malaysia to add up to meet the demand. Okay, and that allow the implementation of the TPA system. As for that, to make it illegal, in 2016, Gas Supply Act Amendment 2016 was as enabler for the TPA was passed by the Parliament and being gazetted. Okay, the objective of this TPA, we have 3 objectives here. The first one will allow the third party to access the gas infrastructure for the supply of gas to consumer. So the infrastructure that we have, such as the RGT, the gas processing plant, and also the gas onshore gas terminal. We have the international border receiving point over there. We have transportation system, which is rather than we call as transmission pipeline, transmission system, and also we have the infrastructure that we can call as the gas distribution system. These infrastructures was owned by a certain entity. So to enable third party to use this infrastructure to supply the gas to the consumer, the TPA was introduced and allow that. Okay, objective number 2 is to promote healthy competition in the gas supply industry. Okay, with that, company can come and then compete healthily in this gas supply industry in Malaysia. And third objective will be to enable the gas consumer get the benefit from the competitive prices that being offered by the company or by the servicing companies, and better services and enhance the sustainability of the gas supply industry in Malaysia. Remember that the objective of the act itself, to ensure the security, sustainability of the pipe gas industry in Malaysia. Okay, activities that will be licensed under this TPA regulatory framework, we have seven activities will be licensed under this act. Under this act. Okay. The first one will be import to the regasification terminal. Yeah. So the import of this RGT, anybody, intend to import gas, which is maybe through LNG. Yeah, from the RGT, yeah, it should be LNG. They need to have a license. Yeah? So activity of bringing LNG into Malaysia. Okay, so that will be the first one that being licensed. All right, the second one is activity of replacing LNG to natural gas, which is regasification activities. Yeah, the LNG will be regasified to form natural gas. Okay, so LNG as a medium of transportation to ease the transportation and also enable to reduce the space, energy volume issue will be is important in that aspect. Okay, the third aspect will be the third activities that will be licensed is the shipping. Activity of supplying gas to consumer via the gas facilities. Okay. Is actually the owner of the molecule of gas, the owner of the gas itself, which is the molecule of gas lah. Okay. Transportation activity of delivering gas through the transmission pipeline. Okay. The next one will be distribution activity of delivering gas through the distribution pipeline. Okay, activity number 6, which is retail. Retail sector, activity of sale of gas to consumer. Yeah. Or use of gas through gas retail licensee piping system. Okay, number 7, activity of using gas in one owns premises. Yeah, just use of gas, private gas license. The use of gas for their own. Yeah. Okay, this is the detail of the license. You can talk about the import to RGT, talking about the import to regasification terminal, that will be 10 years, the license duration. Shipping of gas, the shipping license, 10 years as well. Regasification of gas, regasification license, 20 years been given there. Transportation license, transportation of gas, transportation license, 20 years. Distribution of gas, distribution license, 20 years. Retail of gas, retail license, 1 year, and use of gas, private gas license, 1 year. So the shipping of gas, it might be something that we have in mind. What is this? This is the owner of the molecule, the owner of the molecule of gas. And these three will be the owner or operator of the facilities. The owner or operator of the facilities, transmission pipeline, distribution pipeline, and also RGT. The last two will be the owner of the piping system or occupier and owner of the molecule itself. All right. Okay. Example of the players and licensee in this third-party framework, we have the gas facilities, gas facility to be licensed, gas facility licensee, gas facility user, gas consumer. Talking about the production, importation, transmission, distribution, and retail. So regasification terminal, regasification license, as I mentioned, RGT Sungai Udang is an example for that. Shipping license, now Petronas, and then no consumer at that one of area. Okay, for the transmission, we have transmission pipeline, transmission license, Petronas gas will be licensed, the licensee. Shipping licensee is Petronas itself, and the consumer will be the power sector and large industry. Distribution, we have distribution pipeline, distribution license, gas commercial Berhad, shipping license C, gas commercial Berhad, and then the consumer will be medium, small size industry, private gas licensee, for example, restaurant, hotel, and hospital. Retail, on the retail side, we have piping system. They need to have retail license. Should be come from this shopping complex management, residential complex management. Yeah, you call it as retail licensee, restaurant operator, and also household. Okay, we have another 15 minutes. We need to speed up a bit. And often, this the person that contribution in the section 11, yeah, which is talking about any activity of import of into RGT, regasification, shipping, transportation, and distribution gas through pipeline without any license, commit and often then shall on the conviction be liable to a fine not exceeding 500,000 or to imprisonment for the term not exceeding 5 years. Yeah, and to both and to a further fine not exceeding 1,000 ringgit per day. So that is the contravention of Section 11 in the Gas Supply Act that will bring into this punishment. Yeah? Section 35 mentioned about the competent person. Yeah? Any work in respect of installing, constructing, maintaining, repairing, or operating of any gas pipeline or installation. Yeah? Or part thereof shall be carried out except by or under a supervision of and certified by a competent person. Yeah? So the competent person need to a person need to have a competency in this in according to this the classification of installation can only be do work on the installation, installing, constructing, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is to register for the competent person. Yeah, through the online system that being developed by the Energy Commission. Yeah? And even you can check the list of competent person from this system. Okay, certain section of the Gas Supply Act 1993, which is not applicable to factories. Yeah? In this section, yeah, in this act, various section, yeah, section 5, 35, 36, and matters relating to paragraph 39C on until 39, D, F, I, J, M, N shall not apply to supply gas of gas through pipeline within factories. Yeah, okay. Within factories, any thing that being can be defined as factories under the Factory and Machinery Act 1967 will not under this act. Okay, and piping system inside the factories will be not governed by Gas Supply Act 1993. Yeah? Okay, we go to the Gas Supply Regulation. Gas Supply Regulation 1997. Okay, we have this content, yeah, chapter number part 1 rather than a chapter, I think. It's preliminary. Part 2 is license. Part 3 is gas on talking about gas installation. Part 4 on the operation. Part 5 talking about certificate of competency and registration. Yeah, in the Gas Supply Act, we talk about the competent person. So in this Gas Supply Regulation, the long discussion or elaboration was put to clarify what is the competent person, classes of competent person. How could a person apply for a competent person? Okay. Part number 6, provision relating to the licensee, supply of gas, etc. Part 7 on the maintenance. Okay. And part number 8 is miscellaneous. And then we have first schedule, which is Form A to Form L. Second schedule talking about table 1 to table 4. Third schedule, part number 1 and part 2, and fourth schedule, figure 1 up to the figure number 4. Okay. Okay. The first one, talk about the part number 3. We are not going to every part in this gas supply regulation. It will be a long discussion. Yeah. Okay. We go to the some part of the one that we put in red color here. Okay, part number 3 talk about the classification of installation. Yeah, the one that I've shown to you, the natural gas distribution system, which is start from the last flange from the city gate up to the consumer, can be classified into 3 classification. Yeah. Okay, according to the pressure. Okay, class number 1, and it a pipeline that having a pressure of more than 60 psig. Class 2, 5 to 60 psig. Class 3 is lower than 5 psig. Is mostly in the we talk about internal piping. Yeah, internal piping. Okay, for the LPG, class 1 will be for the bulk storage, installation of bulk storage exceeding 10 kiloliter water capacity, and the pipeline with a maximum operating pressure 20 psi after first stage regulator. Okay, class 2 installation with bulk storage exceeding 10 kiloliter or water capacity, and also talking about the cylinders. Cylinders, we have bulk storage and cylinders. Cylinder system, which is exceeding 2.5 kiloliter aggregate water capacity, either vapor withdrawal and with vaporizer. Okay, and pipeline with a maximum operating pressure 5 psig, but not exceeding 20 psig. Again, after the first stage regulator. Class 3 installation, talking about gas supply of LPG manifold system not exceeding 2.5 kiloliter, which is 23 cylinders of 50 kg LPG cylinders, LPG gas, and it only apply for vapor withdrawal system. Yeah. Pipeline with maximum operating pressure exceeding 5 psig after first stage regulator. Okay, so that on the classification of installation. We move on to regulation number 15, talking about the ATI. Yeah? ATI should be applied to Energy Commission before commencing any works on their new gas generation or gas installation. A person shall apply to the commission for an approval to install. Yeah, after designing the system, you need to get the approval from ST before the installation itself begin. Yeah? Okay, the drawing referred in sub-regulation 1. Yeah, in the designing stage, we need to an endorsement for the design. Yeah? So the design must be endorsed by gas engineers, gas engineering supervisors, or gas fitters, or either gas fitter class 1, class 2, or class 3, according to the classification of the installation. Okay. Regulation 16, approval to operate. Okay, this upon completion, after you completed all your installation, the new for a new gas installation, the applicant shall apply for the approval to operate from the Commission by submitting a written application together with the certificate of completion by using Form B in the first schedule, and which is under Regulation 17, the issuing of the certificate of completion, and also test certificate. Test certificate mean the pipe has been leak proof and tested from, and then it is not it's not leak proof. Mean the piping system is not it's intact, and then no leakage if happen if you use it, and it's fall under Regulation 18. Okay, the application of ATI and ETO must be made through this online application system, and then this is the processing time that from the Energy Commission side. For new registration, they need 15 days and renewable 3 days and so on. Okay, regulation number 21, supervision of work on gas installation by a competent person. Every work on gas installation shall be supervised by a competent person. Okay, that's one thing. Employed by the gas contractor. By the gas contractor who is carrying out the installation work. Regulation 51, gas pipeline to be above ground level when entering building. This is a requirement. So the service gas pipeline shall be installed above ground level before entering any buildings or structure. Regulating Regulation 81, competent persons to carry out on gas pipeline. Okay, no person shall engage or employ in any work on a gas pipeline or gas installation unless he holds a certificate of competency under this regulation, or he works under the control of the competent person. Okay, so in terms of modification, suspension, and or cancellation of certificate of competency. Okay, the certificate of competency can be suspend, cancel under Regulation 86. If if serious misconduct that was the person that hold the certificate involved in this serious misconduct, sleeping during while a duty, for example, causing damage to equipment by careless operation, causing danger to life or by the careless operation again, causing damage to equipment and so on. This is the serious misconduct that can be penalized in terms of suspension and or cancellation of the competency certificate. Either gas engineer, gas engineering supervisor, gas or gas fitters. Okay, talking about gas fittings. Gas fitting appliances and gas equipment. So regulating Regulation 116 and Regulation 117. So any person wanted to bring any gas fittings, gas appliance or gas equipment to be used in Malaysia need to get an approval from Suruhanjaya Tenaga. For the approval purpose, the equipment need to be tested from the tested and then certified by, for example, SIRIM in terms of safety and so on. So that is important to ensure all the equipment that being gas fitting appliances or equipment being used in Malaysia is in a proper safe to be used. So fitting, you're talking about the gas pipe, which is pipe, transition joint, T, elbow, and so on. Gas appliance will be the gas hob, water heater, boilers, grills, etc. Gas equipment is the thing that we call as gas regulator, valve, gas meters, gas detectors. So that is all the equipment need to be licensed or that need to get approval from the Suruhanjaya Tenaga itself, through the regulation 116117. Okay, so in case you are looking into certain fittings, equipment or whatever, you can go to this online system, and then you can have a series of the suppliers and the kind of equipment that you can have, fitting and so on, to be used. Regulation 128 on the maintenance, okay. To ensure the safety standard required by sub-regulation 1, so the issue here is to ensure the gas installation shall be maintained in good and efficient working to ensure the safety, to ensure this safety at all times. So to ensure this thing happen, the responsible person need to check and so do the monitoring. Domestic gas installations can be checked, tested, and certified by appropriate person every 3 years. And other than that, commercial and industrial be certified every 2 years. And then commission, which is Energy Commission, may direct the inspection, test, and certified or certification of any installation in Malaysia, which is Peninsular Malaysia right now, to be carried out at any time. Regulation 130, talking about competent person to undertake maintenance works. So only competent person can do the maintenance, works on the gas installation. Okay, the gas installation, the one that we talk, we have class 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is the scope of work for the competent person. Talking about the gas engineers, gas engineering supervisors, gas fitter class 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this will include the aspect on endorsement of plan, endorsement of certificate of completion, the issuing of Form B, endorsement of test certificate using Form C, repair of gas installation, and maintenance of gas installation. So all classes for gas engineers, class 1, 2, and 3. Gas engineering for supervisors, endorsement of plan for class 2 and class 3. The rest will be all classes. For gas fitter class 1 only can endorse installation, gas installation, class 3 gas installation, endorsement for class 2 and class 3. Okay, and gas fitter class 2 only can endorsement of, talking about the endorsement of plan for only for class 3 gas installation, and the rest for certificate of completion, test certificate, repair and maintenance for the class 3. Whereas class 3 gas fitter can only certify the certificate of completion for repair works only, test certificate also for repair works, and the repair, doing the repair and the maintenance of gas installation, but for the class 3 gas installation. Okay, on the record maintenance, this shall be the maintenance record shall be kept in a good arrangement. I mean, it need to be readily available if there is any inspection by the Energy Commission. So this job is fall under the responsible person. The responsible person need to keep all the maintenance records. Okay, this is the Energy Commission Office headquarters in the precinct 2, Jalan Tun Mesin precinct 2, Terajaya. Yeah. Okay, I think that will be the content of our discussion. Yeah, we end up with the record of the maintenance. Okay, these are several courses that we are offering. The first one will be we divide it into 2 professional certificate course, which is at competency level. Yeah, by attending these courses, you are fulfilling one of the requirement to be a competent person. To be a competent person, beside having a certain experience, numbers of years of experience, you need to pass through. Pass the test, which is examination, close book examination for the gas engineers and gas engineering supervisors, and then also attending the interview with the Suruhanjaya Tenaga. Okay, so we at UTM-MPRC is the accredited center of training and examination. We provide training and also we provide examination. Yeah, that examination is one of the requirement for the person to apply for interview to the for the oral interview with the Energy Commission in order to get the certificate of competency. Okay, we have these 2 is the one that will be accredited under the by the Suruhanjaya Tenaga. Okay, we have 2 courses. We have one course for gas engineers and gas engineering supervisors, and we have 3 courses on gas fitter for gas fitters, class 1, class 2, and class 3. Besides that, we have short courses that running throughout of the year. Yeah, we have responsible person. We conduct it every month. MS 830, MS 930 open the if you have the participant, we are able to conduct this as well. And then we have also gas safety for the laundry system in shop houses. Okay, these are several brochures for that. Yeah, accredited by an Energy Commission, degree and diploma and degree in accredited engineering discipline. That is one the basic entry requirement for that. Yeah? Okay. And then this CPD from BEM and board as well. Okay, gas fitters class 1, 2, and 3, accredited Energy Commission, 1 year experience in gas installation. You are eligible for gas fitter class 3. Yeah. After getting gas fitter class 3, you can move to upgrade to fitter 2 and fitter 1. Yeah, after certain numbers of years in terms of experience. Okay, this is a responsible person, gas safety for laundry and shop houses. And then for MS, it's 0. Okay, we also conduct what we call as KPT PACE Professional Certificate, which is this program is sponsored by KPT, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi. This is for the final year student in any universities in Malaysia. They can enter this course, which is gas engineering and gas engineer and gas engineering supervisor, and also gas fitter class 3. This is free, being sponsored by KPT. Okay, we have intakes February and March, this coming February and March. Okay, I think that will be the end of my session. Sorry for taking your additional almost 10 minutes. Okay, back to you, Dr. Dini.
Thank you, Dr. Zulkifli. Supposedly we end at 11 o'clock. However, I think we have a few questions. I think we can entertain 1 or 2 questions before we end. Is it okay, Dr. Zul?
Okay, I'll try to answer.
Okay, I think I will select a few, and the rest maybe we can revert to you next time. We will maybe contact you in terms of email, etc. We will look at your I mean your attendance form, and we will revert to you. Whichever question we can entertain right now. So we have the first question from Azhar Abdul Rauf. This act does not cover the unpiped renewable gas biomethane H2. Am I right? Is there any regulations for the renewable? I think a renewable gas supply. Um, I, I think
Uh,
I can revise the question. Is there any regulations for the renewable gas supply?
okay, right now we don't have any specific regulation on the RE. The gas that we produce from, yeah, we call as RE lah, yeah, maybe biomethane. So you don't have any specific apa ni, act and regulation on that. The one that we're talking here is the gas that hydrocarbon, yeah, producing from the carbon. Okay, so that is my answer lah.
Second question from Mr. Wan Muhammad Rushdi. I have a question to Associate Prof. Technologist Dr. Zulkifli. What are the factors determine the price of gas in the market nowadays?
Wow, that's a very tough question to answer. Yeah, the best person to answer is the person that from Energy Commission lah, yeah. But definitely, the gas that now we have in Malaysia is we have two tier pricing, type of pricing. The gas that being produced from the gas processing plant. I just give you an overview, right? The gas that we produce in our indigenous gas that being produced, yeah, from our offshore platform, processing gas processing plant in Kerteh, and that is being subsidized by the government. And the one that we have coming into our country through LNG from the RGT is at international price. So the one that already have a contract to get the gas from Petronas directly from the gas processing plant will have certain price arrangement, and the one that having a new customer normally get the gas that come in terms of LNG and reclassify it into NG, that will be priced at the international price. So that is the situation that we have. Definitely, Suruhanjaya Tenaga have certain element that will be put together lah inside that. Yeah, that's the only thing that the thing that I can comment on the pricing. Okay.
Very last question, I think, from Chin Chi Jung, wish to ask for the differences between Gas Supply Regulations 1997, Gas Supply Act 1993, and Sarawak Gas Ordinance 2016. Which one shall we follow in Sarawak?
Sarawak must follow their own ordinance. Yeah, Sarawak and Sabah. Sabah, yeah, as I mean, some you might aware, in January the handover of the all the matters that relating to the gas supply was handed over to the Sabah state. Yeah, so Sabah will have their own energy commission, lah. So they will have their own act and regulation. They might be copying what we have in Peninsular Malaysia, with certain amendment here and there, that to suit their application over there. Sarawak, Sarawak have their own ordinance, and I believe it also a copycat of our the gas act and gas supply regulation that we have in Peninsular Malaysia, with some additional aspect that being put. Some they take it out to suit their application, their own condition, environment over there. Okay, so they have their own. For to cut it short, they have their own ordinance. Sarawak call it ordinance. Sabah, I don't know yet what kind of name they want to call it. Maybe gas supply act as well. I don't know. Okay, yes.
Okay, I think that's conclude our session. Before we end, I would like to invite all to join our next seminar. Maybe the organizer can show us the.
Okay, I think I need to stop first. My slide. Okay. All right, back to the organizer.
Allow me to share this. Okay, so next our webinar series is on gas safety. What a mistake. The speaker will be Prof. Dr. Rahmat Mohsin, our Dean of Faculty of Chemical and Energy Engineering. And the moderator will be Dr. Nahana. See you all on 29th March 2023 at 11 a.m. We also have a few, we also in IFOG, UTM-MPRC Institute for Oil and Gas, we also an accredited laboratory for calibration. So you can contact us if you are looking for the service. And we also have a few upcoming training on OSH coordinator, asset integrity, as well as in ASSOC training. Anything, you can contact us at this number or at these emails. So thank you all for joining our session, and see you again next time. Again, thank you to Dr. Zulkifli. See you again. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.